The real estate market often seems like a distant world where only an elite of experts is successful. In a time of so much uncertainty in the air and bad news, real estate investing can seem intimidating. But today, I want to tell you that if you make the right decision today, you can enter the real estate market from the back door. Bad credit record? No credit at all? Do you dread the idea of having a home loan? Do you dream of owning investment properties? You are in the right place and right time, because we have created a program which is a tax lien and deed investment online course of only 14 hours. This course is specially designed for people like you who have big dreams. You will learn at your own pace and everything from your home computer. This is your chance. Join our membership for $19.99 a year. What are you waiting for? Visit our website primetimehomebuyerBuyback.org and sign up today for course access.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. You're here with Lashley. I feel like I'm so low. It's so dark. Please excuse that I have my scarf on today. I was all ready and all of a sudden my hair started going ting, ting, ting. I said, you know what? We're not about to do it. We're not about to do it. So how are you today, buyback team? Secure your energy, research or die, whoever's watching. Hello. And you're here with your host, Lashley. And I am the buyback team lead. That today, when we do secure your energy, I'm not going to be killing y'all with commercials. We had to start it with a commercial. So as y'all know, we have a event coming up on June 15th here in Atlanta at the Sky View. Okay, so if you didn't get it, we're going to play it for you one more time. So if you're interested, you're going to see the link at the bottom of the video. At the end of the broadcast, we're going to be having some fun. It's going to be some marketing, vendors there. We have a massage therapist who's going to have her own booth set up. We have a lot of great things. And also, we're actually going to be doing a in-person seminar for primetime home buyers in another section while everybody's partying. I'm going to be talking, excited about tax liens. And then whoever attend the seminar, you actually get access to the full introductory course and membership. Okay. So let me put down the screen just one more time. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to lighten up a little bit. I guess it's rainy and I really don't put the light in my face. So it's kind of dark, but I do apologize, guys. So today we're going to be following up on some of the things that we were talking about 2 weeks ago. And that is building business credibility. And there's a few basic things that you can do over a period of time to do so. So this live is for the people who are establishing a business. Inside tax liens, outside of tax liens, is all about securing your energy. Now, when we talk about securing your energy, what does that mean? That means doing things efficiently, effectively, that whatever energy you put into it, as far as this particular subject, you're going to get what you put in. So we want to make sure that if we're going to establish a business, we're just going to do it right the first time. It may take us a little bit more time, but we'll have everything set up. We have an understanding of what we're doing, our plan, how our entity is established, what is the requirements for the state to make sure our entity is legal, and also, as we say, set up credibility. All of this process will help you set up credibility not only to your clients, but also what we talked about, the lenders, the possible angel investors, the possible grant givers. They want to see that you are organized, that you have a plan, and that you have been moving forward. I have mentioned to people that sometimes you can get loans, grants, and you don't have to have a business making millions of dollars, because there's a lot of investment platforms that they have people who need to right off, as I tell you. And these people are big business, like Capital One, Citibank, and they go and they, like we showed you on USA Grants, I believe. USA Grants, I think is what we showed you the name of it, where you have big organizations that use this one funnel where you can find these actual grants, loans, scholarships, and so much. So if you don't remember, that's what we showed you 2 weeks ago. You can go there and check it out, and I'll put the link at the bottom so you can search that website yourself. I have no affiliation. So what I will say is any information that I share with you today, tomorrow, in the future, as y'all know, I did it myself. That's all I can share with the general public as to what I did. So we're talking about tax liens and tax deeds. 9 out of 10 is what I have done in experience, okay, or at least spoke to someone who had experience or did my due diligence. And this is what I want to basically like set the vibe with us, okay, because we have to move forward correctly, because as we know what's going on with the economy, the pay rate, the AI taking over everything. Literally, you go to Walmart, you go to these places, and they're all computers. No one's working there. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about that because that was just annoying this week. Imagine going big food shopping and you have to scan everything yourself. You making a mistake and they looking at you like, okay. So that's just, you just get ready for what's going on. So that's why we're talking about this, securing our energy and not depending on others to do everything. Okay. Once you know how to do it and you do execute that specific task to, let's say, someone who to set up your entity, if you want to do that, even though I don't suggest that, but at least you know exactly what they did was correct, why they did it. Okay. Secure your energy. So now we're talking about building credibility as a business. So the first thing, it starts with the perception that you want to create. What type of industry do you want to be in? And I'm going to tell you, perception is everything, but also be yourself, because I had most recently just saw this one interesting post, and it just blew my mind. They took a picture of all of these brand owners, and they said, hey, even if you have the same product, you make yourself stand out, because when we go into the bread aisle in the shop right or wherever we go, all of the bread is gone. So that means that is a big market for whatever you want to do. Don't sell yourself short. Have a vision, have a plan, and move step by step. Okay. Now, credibility, it actually starts, like we said, with the perception, what you want to do. Some of the things that you want to actually focus on is having your main thing set up. Email address. If you have something that you need a website, even a landing page is pretty simple. You can get go to Wix, they'll have it running for you, or you can go to ClickFunnels and have different landing pages. It depends on what type of business it is, but these are things that will actually solidify or start to solidify your credibility. So, email address, a mailing address. I suggest postal box too, but it seems like when it comes to lenders, they want you to have a physical address. So if you do have a credible company that they host at address for businesses, that will be great, because sometimes they don't want a PO box. Like for instance, when you're going to move forward to on sam.gov and you're looking for to be a government contractor, they don't accept PO boxes. So you have to have a true and living address, or have someone in that particular state that's doing business with you to be that entity. Like example, when I was doing business, or when I do business in Maryland through my lawyer, his address was actually the address that I set and did all my business. Like, so all my mail in Maryland went to him, and he was like my surrogate, that address. So, it's good to have someone like that, or you specifically have an outside address outside of your home if you don't feel comfortable, that solidifies you. This is all about building credibility. The little things count. You also want to make sure that in every single entity that you register with, and we're going to talk about those registered, like the state, feds, whatever, we're going to talk about that. Make sure that all of this information is adjacent, okay? So if you do have to change anything like an email address, you'll know exactly what's on everything. You'll just go back and fix it. And also when you're moving forward with the lending process, with the grant writing process, with the federal contract, they see everything is the same address, same name, from the bank account, from the LLC setup, from the state tax number, everything. That those little steps as you setting up and securing your energy would establish your credibility in the market. Okay. It also makes your business trackable. Anyone who's real about their business and want to be credible, they research you. Okay. Because we ain't here to play, we here to slay. I'm one of them people. If I'm about to do business with you, I'm gonna Google your name because I went to too much and I had to put people, go get them. Did all you can. Y'all know I look nice, but I'm like, you're not gonna con me. So before we do all of that, we're gonna go and do our research. So you wanna go to the state entity, make sure that your stuff is registered right. So if anybody want to pull you up, they can pull you up as well. Another thing that's free to do for anyone who's establishing a business is no money at all. Better Business Bureau in the local state that you're in. Just establish your entity with the same address. You don't have to even have a rating. Long as you're up there, you know that you're an entity that can be tracked and you're here to do real business. So I hope that makes a little bit sense. We talked about the address, also maybe possibly having a virtual office. You don't have to do that. But if you have like an extra room like how we have, make it happen. If you got a closet, I know content creators on YouTube who have millions of subscribers right now, and they literally started while making videos in their closet. Okay. If you just be you, people are going to just take it and run with it if that is your market. Okay. So all we say is just be you, use what you got, but be diverse with your resources. So it's always good to have a business phone number as well. You don't have to have a separate phone. You could go to Google and get a phone number. I'm going to update you guys a little bit later. I heard this. I'm looking for a service that actually does the voiceover. So when you call, they be like, well, you just reached da 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 da. So I know a few of them, but I'm looking for one that's free so I can suggest that to you guys because they do have something that's free. So as a business entity, you want to start off as free as possible. See how it works. Don't hesitate. Okay. Just make sure the entity that you're using is credible and that you're not just putting your credit card information in places just to use somebody's stuff. Okay. Please. So also, you want to make sure once you set up your business entities, and we're going to go into those business entities right quick before I talk about the rest of the stuff. The business entities that you want to make sure that you have registered is your state. Okay, on the state level, you get your LLC as well as you want to get your EIN number on the state level. Then you want to move down to the county level, and you want to register in a county. Now it depends on the state or the city if they make you, but most businesses have to register in the city. At that level, they will ask you will move forward and get you can get a number, which is a sales tax number from the county, or you can go through the secretary. Because I know in Georgia, we don't have a specific count. The count number that I have that deals with the taxes is actually just linked to one on a county level. I have a number specifically for the county I'm in. And then on a state level, I don't specifically have a number that we have to use. But when you set up with the Secretary of State taxes, like for instance, Georgia have a Secretary of State taxes where you'll pay for your business taxes. That's where basically on the state level where those taxes will go. Those two entities that I talked about, two processes I talked about is literally for taxes. You don't want to get in a situation where you really have a good business going or you have a true business and you just haven't made money and then you're like, okay, I want to establish this. Like for instance, I'm going to give you an example. My second business, Lash Lace, I'm kind of delayed a little bit. I'm putting pieces together just like I did with prime-time home buyers. But once you start selling things and you start making money and then you want to be honest, you got to pay taxes. Once I went to register for the state of Georgia, they gave me a penalty because I was 6 months behind the actual year from when I stated I started my business. But If you talk to the representative and also talk to a CPA in that state, you make it work around it. Now, this is what I tell you. I learned from trial and error. So I paid him a little $300 because it wasn't a little. I was like, oh my God. I didn't even make that much money at Lashley's yet at the time I did this. So I'm like, I gotta pay $300. So I paid it. So this, I'm just giving y'all a little scenario, and I'm not saying this may work for you, but you just do what you do. You know, I'm in the state of Georgia. It worked for me. So I paid the $300, and then I talked to CPA. You know, I'm always educating, finding people to teach me more stuff. He was like, "Hey, you could have waived that fee for that particular charge because that's your first business. I mean, that was your first time registering the business. You wasn't really late. The state offered you that." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I put it in, and the state never got back to me. Okay, these are things I want you to realize that you can do, you can't do, or what you should be aware of. So I'm like, okay, $300 down the drain. So I did my own taxes like I always do. Shooby dooby. Okay. So I put, and my calculation said the state owed me a certain amount of money. Okay. Now all of a sudden I get a deposit in my account. It's less $300 and change. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's an issue because I calculated that $300 as paying some taxes with it. Don't do what I do. But obviously I was right. So what ended up happening once I didn't see it come into my bank account, I pursued a letter certified to the tax people, you know, to the state of Georgia, said, hey, this is the situation. This is where I paid the money. This is my receipt. This is what I did. This is the law, what I was told. Now I filed it on my taxes because you never respond to me actually asking for the refund, which was called an amendment or something like that, waiver. You didn't. So guess what happened? The money was in my account after a couple of days, you know, after they got it. So all I'm saying is that know what you know, do what you do, and understand what you're doing. Okay, understand the benefits, and that's called securing your energy. Now, I'm not telling y'all go out there and do your own taxes. You don't have to be like me. Okay, please. I just do too much. I know I do, but I appreciate what I do. It just keep me busy, and I just love to learn. But it is things that you need to know about your business because you don't want to put everything in the CPA hands because everybody don't know everything. Okay, so we did talk about that, the county license, the state. We talked about the tax numbers as far as how it applies to the one. I know in Georgia specifically, they will give it on a state, on a county level. So the county gives me a sales tax number, but the one that I pay taxes to Georgia State, it goes to Georgia State Tax Center. So you need to do those things for your state, whatever the requirement is. You don't want to be caught with no daggone penalty, okay? Because as I told you, ignorance of the law does not mean anything. If you get somebody else to do it and they mess up, you still gonna get the penalty. We already talked about it. So just definitely know those entities that I miss anything because it's pretty much simple when you set your business up. After that, you know, as you start to buy and you establish accounts, you can establish merchant account. Like for instance, you don't have to go to a big department store to establish a merchant's account. Like in Atlanta, they have like Upper Marietta and things like that. They have wholesale places. So there you actually have to give that tax number and they'll register you with their store. And I assume everybody who registered with their store, they file it and they keep it for record. So those right there, you can even start a merchant account with them. They have your information and they're using that to purchase. They use that information for you to purchase out their store. So you can start with that. And then I'm kind of jumping out of the window, kind of jumping forward. You can self-report. Okay, so in another live, we're going to talk about self-reporting your credit to make sure that you're building your credit. You can self-report the phone bill. You can self-report your rent. You can self-report some stuff. Okay, so we're going to talk about. Let me write that down. Self-reporting. So you can build your credit, help build your credit faster, and what platforms you can use. Just bear with me. Yeah, no, I take notes so I can remember. So that's one of the topics we're going to talk about in the next couple of weeks. So all right, so just moving forward, we did talk about we were talking about building credibility. So a lot of the things I just talked about is building credibility as well as flowing into credit. Does it make sense? It's all about securing your energy. Don't waste your time in the beginning because if you don't do it the correct way, it's gonna bite you. Sorry, you know what it's gonna do. It's gonna bite you. Okay. So now One of the first things we want to do, and I'm gonna tell you this. This is simple, but it's sad. I have to say this. It's not you, it's not me, but there's people out there that think that they're just gonna start a business and make a quick buck, and that is great. I mean, it may be good for them, but if you want longevity, you want to build generational wealth, you want to build a brand, you want to come in and you want to stay true to your word, stay true to your brand, and give it your all. People go look for there's soap products that is biodegradable paper and all types of stuff. So the same care that your competition is putting in their product, take your time and put your care into your product. Make sure that you're not doing a fly by night thing. And that literally breaks people. Because sometimes I look like, oh my God, that person is doing well. But it was really like just a run to this one product, and it was not stable, it was not total, nothing to follow through, it didn't have a lifetime follow through regimen. Like, let me give you an example. People could do skin products. Okay, they start off with facials, and that's what she do. She had facial face masks, and then she moves on to soap, because this is a longevity program of idea. You see what I'm saying? Then they're gonna move on to skin cream. But if you have somebody that's out there trying to make some money real quick, they're gonna go get some stuff, rebrand, put some stickers on it, and sell it, and don't even care about the patient. The patient. I apologize. The customer's longevity. Are they satisfied? It's just like a fly by night. So that's not what we want to do, because that's not even securing your energy. You may get that person one time, but once they see that you're fly by night, the product is trash, you waste their time, they're not coming back. So what you want to do is establish a rapport with your client, with your fan base, with whatever you're doing. Just be honest and whole. I think that's what make me keep going. Even when you don't have a lot of people that see your product and do their thing, once you're putting your love into it, something that you know that's going to help people, you're doing it for a good reason, and you believe in it, whatever support you have is going to make you feel good. You're going to keep going. It's going to grow. So just I got to share the goody because it's really tough to have a business. So that's some of the things we're going to be talking about as well when we do our marketing event, because we're going to have some speakers who have businesses who've been going through the struggle, have went through it, got out of it. I really have a gentleman, I'm waiting for his schedule to make sure it's clear. He's going to talk about having so many properties, losing the properties, getting new properties, the up and down, someone who owns a daycare. So we're going to talk about diverse things there at that actual Juneteenth. Have people just share inspirational stories and say, you can do this. Okay? Secure your energy. So stay true to yourself. Curate work that is talk worthy, just like we talked about. Okay. Just if it's not talked about now, don't worry. They're going to find you. Okay. There's a reason why God put your product in your head. Okay. Just make sure it makes sense, because we're going to talk about a little bit about business planning and stuff, and kind of like, because that's another thing. I can do a whole live on the structure of a business plan, and we have a lot of examples online, and I can show you interchangeably. We're going to talk about how to fill in some of the parts of the actual business plan. We're going to talk about researching the market for your business, how to do that in later lives, and secure your energy. And mind you, these are all the things that I have done and proven successful for me. Okay. So we're going to do that for people who want to do it. You could be creating your own business plan, because while you're doing all of this, establishing your business name, entity, all that goes in your care plan. Even if the first 5 pages is my business name is this is the email address, this is what, my mission, you started. Okay. You started. I'm okay with that. You should be okay with that. And then you're going to build. Everything that we talk about, you can literally just start to add it to a general PDF. And when you're ready to structurize your care, I'm about to say care plan. Oh, nursing. When you're ready to structurize your business plan, you can fill in the gaps. Okay. Doesn't make sense. And that's the same thing I was telling you about with the grant process. They ask you for certain questions, and it becomes interchangeable. You're like, hey, the other grant asked me that, so I have already the answer to that, so I'm just going to kind of change it up and put it there. That's how we do tax liens and tax deeds. A lot of information is interchangeable as long as you understand the structure of it. So we're talking about the structure of building credibility that leads you to building credit, okay, your visual perception for these people to believe in you, and then to move forward and create the business plan as you're doing it. You later on, you have like 40 pages like me because you know just did it bit by bit. Yes, okay. So we talked about you can't be perfect, do as much great work as possible, deliver what you sell, as well as always be consistent. Just you see me up here. I got one, two, three, y'all. Hey, I know other people is gonna come and watch. Okay, we're building the pages up. We're sharing good information. Could be consistent. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Go get your stuff. I always talk about soaps because a lot of black people we love doing them soaps, some shea butters and stuff, but they be hooking it up. It be all little colors and they be looking like whipped cream and stuff. I'll be like, how do they do this stuff? Candles hanging up. It just be amazing. So be creative, be you, be consistent. I have one young lady who I grew up with. I'm gonna call her young lady because I'm gonna call myself young, but she knits. You know, and knitting is not something that's really popular allegedly, but there is a market for it, and I see her consistently knitting, and I'll watch her little Instagram, not little, I'll watch her great Instagram page, and it will have her like a knitted teddy bear, and it's like, oh, I like that. You know, I'm looking at that, get me kind of interested in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching her expand her brand. You know, going into importance of knitting and how it helps in meditation as well. So it's so many different branches you can do off of your business to just for you to be you. Okay, I talked about knitting just now, and it caught. I was like, "Go ahead, girl. She be doing her thing." She's like, "I'm not about to get that up. People like this." Okay, so do you? There's a market for everything. Also, you want to basically you don't have no choice about this. Your clients and the environment is going to build your representation. So all I'm saying is go ahead and be a fool. Go ahead out there and cheat people and don't give them their refunds and scam them. You're going to literally diminish your generational wealth or your potential to build it, because credibility is something sometimes something you can't get back. There are people out there that know how to do mind madness as far as we talk about politics, that you hate them today and like them tomorrow. I don't know about people. I don't deal with that stuff. People got mind magic, but I don't know if me and you got that mind magic. So all I'm saying, if you coming in as a business owner, please come in on the right foot. Just know that what you do is going to show itself. It may look nice now. They may not know you're doing something shady, but it's going to come up. And especially we know that that's going on in the black community, with a lot of us trying to build generational wealth with mixed up information. Reputations are being diminished. Y'all know what's going on out there. I'm just minding my business and watching all the nonsense unfold. Okay, I would want to talk a little mess with y'all because I know a lot of these people in Atlanta, or know of them. I have had encounters with a lot of these big celebrities in the area, like Jay Morris. I have came encounter with them, and so all I'm saying is be very careful with who you tag yourself with. Listen to your intuition, and stay focused on your destiny. Okay, I mean, you know, I'm throwing a little bit of stuff out, but I don't really want my platform to be based on shade and you know. But one day I may come out and say my experience with some people and really solidify. You know, I really feel bad that our black community has been taken advantage of, you know. So anyway, I'm just gonna move forward, and that's why we're talking about this, because I'm gonna give y'all hope. Because all the people that go through that stuff with them people getting scammed, I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen to how they feel about educational programs, seminars? Because everybody takes seminars. Now, if you have people being scammed through seminars, that's gonna make them not, or you know, these what are they called, pyramid schemes and things, or a financial opportunity, it's going to make them hesitant to do things like even my program, Primetime Home Buyers. That's why I said I thank God that I actually kept myself separate from a lot of entities, because I wouldn't want people to think that I'm actually trying to sell them what they call shark oil. Mm-mm. I am working on building a destiny for myself and my family. And because I love to teach, I love to learn, I love to share information. It's like I'm having study groups with y'all. This is what I do. Even with nursing, we did powwows about things we learned to continue education. So this is why I'm doing this. This is something I love to do. You understand? And this is the importance of continued education, but you want to do it with reputable people. So this is all under the umbrella, building credibility, your association, reputation is everything. So let's just move on. The next thing you want to do is you could create leverage with third parties. Not just like we said, be careful who you connect with, but then you have other people who could create leverage for you. Leverage doesn't have to be someone who's on Instagram and doing this and doing that. Leverage can happen from something simple. Like, for instance, I was thinking about, I said, hey, our program is getting pretty international. It's prime time. And meaning that we got students from different countries trying to come up in here and do what they do. But I'm like, I really don't want to, I don't want to sell out America. So what could I do to get more people interested in my local area? I'm going to look for some leverage. I'm going to look for a credible something. And it just so happened before I looked for a credible something, God sent the local, like, when you go traveling state to state and you can pick up brochures to see all the local businesses in the area, that. So they end up contacting me about primetime home buyers and also my nursing services. You know why? Because what they seen out there was reputable. I didn't even contact them. So it came to my head and then he called. So now I'm building leverage on a local level with my business in my community. Now I can start to give back to my community. So create leverage where you are. I know they say you never a king or you're never a specialist in your own household. People give you a hard time, especially when we have these big ideas. They be like, who do you think you are? Uh-uh. Timmy over there tripping, thinking they about to go somewhere. No, have your big dreams, do what you have to do, create leverage, create partnerships, stay positive, okay? And this all falls under the umbrella of what? Credibility, which leads to credit, okay? Because when people like you and they like your product, they're gonna be like, hey, you want, can I invest? How can I get in? Just by you being credible, just by you doing you, just by you being consistent, okay? All right, so we talk about trusted influencers. Very, very important. Building a reputable, successful reputation. Now, everything with success is what you define as success. Okay, guys. As you start your new business, your success is not going to be measured by Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Puff Daddy, all the rest of them. Slow down. That's why I even tell my teenagers this, because that generation, they think by 20, if they ain't making $50 million, they life over. I think their complex is like this. The teenagers, okay. I'm like, baby, when I was 17, I was just happy to have $50 to go out. I was living my best life. You see, but so, what that goes to say, focus on the environment, expand your horizons correctly so you won't be seeking things that you push you out of your element. Okay. Please, 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 please. Because I really think that the internet as well is doing something to the way that we are pursuing business, and people are not pursuing it correctly with one, being detail orientated, having a real live plan thought out. Literally, people think they make a video, I'm about to be rich. I'm about to be a millionaire. No, no, that's not how it works. You know it. You know it. Anybody who can sit long and hear us talk about a 45-minute lecture, you got the brain stamina to understand. But there's a lot that don't. So I will hope that we can continue to build these programs, build these sectors that you can take your product, educate, bring people under you, share how you have accomplished, because this all falls under securing your energy. You can't secure your energy by yourself. I promise you. You may can do as much as you can, but you need a community around you. And I know that myself. I be doing everything. And I'm like, well, we're moving inches. And it's like, because you don't have a community, get out, go learn, go meet somebody, go do this. So build your community, okay? Now we talked about just a little bit about the structuring of your businesses as far as state level, county level. I wanted you to pay attention to that. And now we're just going to move on to our last concept for tonight. I think we've been on for a while. Hey, G Major. Let me see what you were saying. I was making tacos for my niece and nephew. Back to listening, and I like learning from last year. I appreciate you. I first started learning about tax liens and tax deeds back in 2013, but it was scammers, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in a whole separate live. I wanted to do a little infomercial, but it's like I don't want to attack people. Come out swinging because these people call me, tell me, I know about tax liens. I'm like, okay, cool. What's going on? Well, I got this a bunch of liens and this. So you do know about the concept because someone taught you about the shell of the idea. But what about doing your due diligence? And that's where people feel like they're scammed. And that's why I say, please know about the entities that you go in and you deal with, and just know if it looks like you're going to just get that, you're going to get that. Okay. When you look at primetime home buyers, I put a list of everything you're going to learn. It's transparent. You seminar going to have this. If you need it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Okay. So just make sure whoever you deal with is very transparent, detail orientated, and it's just not just one landing page. It can be. I'm not going to disrespect because I know some people out here in Georgia that teaches tax liens, and they take the people out there to the actual tax lien auction. But as I say, we could all walk up in there and go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, but then you got a damn headache on a swamp land in the condemned area, and you got to pay the taxes, or you lost your money. That's how it works. Okay, so thank you for bringing that up, G Major, because I be wanting to say stuff, but I feel like and I think that's another thing with the Black community. We don't want to feel like we're haters, but it's because they be like, oh, you just come out talking about people. But sometimes you just gotta say, baby, be careful. So I'm here for you, G. We gonna fill in all the holes, all you need. Okay. And I'm more available now. My daughter graduated, her birthday passed. You see, I'm here live because it was a long week. I have family up here and everything. So thank you for your patience. So I think we still gotta finish communicating, G. So we'll set up something, okay? All right. So moving forward, just a basic structure of what is a business plan. You already know what a business plan is, or do you? A business plan could get you a loan ASAP. I'm just playing. No, it can actually help you a lot. It can, because when you represent yourself well on paper, it takes you a long way. And that's something I just told my teenager. I said, make sure you represent yourself well on paper because it will get you through. Okay. Even through the people who don't want to get you through, they just see, wow, great credibility, great this. By the time you get to the door, you come in and like, hey, they're like, oh, okay. If they don't accept you, then they lost out. Okay. You know what we have to deal with as Black investors. I'm just going to be honest. So it is what it is. We sometimes got to roll on through the back door. And I told you that's through experience. There were tax liens that I had to put in my lawyer name because I'm not about to deal with Confederate flags. I'm not about to deal with somebody destroying my property because they acting crazy. So these are the things you want to pay attention to in your market if it do affect you. Us as Black people, I'm gonna just tell you, we have other things to pay attention to. So when we go in, we gotta go in hot. I said, well, let's go. We going in hot, meaning going in hot. We coming in right. Ain't nothing you gonna see that we ain't do. Okay, we got it. And then, okay, let's move forward. All right. So writing a business plan. First thing you want to do is sell yourself. Now you selling what? What are you selling? The actual presentation. You're selling the representation of what you built up, what we were just talking about. And now you gotta got some credibility going on, especially with the structure. That'll get you a long way. Okay. Like I said, people could have the Instagram, could have a million followers, but then when you go to the structure that is actually used for big businesses in the United States, process that's going to get you maybe on the stock market, whatever you plan on doing, they won't even be established even on the state level. But you got billions of followers. So what I'm saying, it does not matter. Start doing it the right way so you can secure your energy. Okay. So, like I said, you start to sell yourself on the business, evaluate your skills. I know we are Superman, Superwoman in our heart, but just go in realistically. And I'm not saying that don't have a dream because I didn't always know about tax liens. I didn't know about it. I had to learn, and it took time. And once I learned, I loved it. But I didn't know it. So it starts off with a plan, evaluate your skills, and use those skills as leverage. This is basically what I did with primetime home buyers. That's why I'm able to show you guys how to research law, what's the structure of it, how to do a deed and title search. I use the same elements that I used in my nursing skills, where they taught us in a bachelor program to do evidence-based research. That's all the bachelor program is about in nursing. Evidence-based, evidence-based, evidence-based. So if I know how to look for some damn evidence, I'm gonna be looking for some evidence. So that's what got me to leverage off of the skills. So I'm sharing this with you because whatever your skills is, you can leverage. Okay, let me give you an example. My son, he does customizing, and teenagers, they're very He like I only like to do tailoring, one-on-ones. Like one-on-ones mean one outfit. He making one style. Only 5 people will have this. I love it, but you want to leverage your skills. So I said, since you know how to customize, won't you just add another page where you're going to be talking to the sports teams here? You can make jackets for the whole team. You can make sneakers. Even though he's a teenager, y'all move faster than my son. 2 years later, because he started his business 4 or 5 years ago. I'm low because he buried out of the room, but I love him. Now he's literally doing a bulk orders of things like that. Like right now, he did one for a family vacation, shirts and stuff. So I'm like, build leverage with your skills, even if you don't really like. I'm not big on doing that. Just do something that you can put on automated. Okay, so that's how you start to leverage your skills. Have more than one stream of income. Do something you love. Do something you like, and do something that you don't. Because a lot of people don't. I'm not big on stocks. I'm not big on it at all. But I said, you know what? You can make money if you maneuver it correctly. I got issues with stocks. Don't pay mind of me. I'm funny. If the company is crooked, I don't want to buy nothing from you or deal with it. So there's a lot of crooked companies up here in America and all over the world. I think is just gonna burn for their ties to inhumane behavior. So I'm very picky. So I only pick certain things where I tie my money in. Okay. I told y'all know my other live, I was guilty because I told people that the abortion pills, stock pills was gonna go up. I mean, it's common sense, but I'm like, oh, don't pay mind to me, y'all. At least y'all know I have a conscience, unless she's not gonna lie to y'all, and I'm not gonna steal. I have a big conscience. All right, so for strategic planning and evaluation, like you said, you want to have things written down, and even if you don't like writing, because we don't like writing no more. You get your email address. You get your email. Okay, pull it up on your phone. Put email to yourself. You could talk text. I know y'all got to talk text on your phone. I do it all the time because I'm always trying to remind myself, or if I have to do a big paper or something, well, I'm gonna talk text half of that and then come back and go restructure it out, baby. Okay, you can talk text exactly your ideas. Send it to yourself. Go back 2 weeks later, you have a whole bunch of emails to yourself about your ideas, about the structure, about the organization, your concepts, because you just kind of just did it. And then you can use whatever that is to structurize or put within your business plan and your concepts. This is how we approach securing your energy. It can be little steps. It will it will add up. So strategic planning and evaluation. Um, you also want to start banking as soon as possible. Just open a savings account and put $100 in there. As long as the savings account is active, because like you have some business accounts that you just have a minimum. They're really working with businesses, small businesses. Like I deal with Blue Vine. Have y'all ever heard of Blue Vine banking? Baby, they monthly interest rate is 3% on you. You'll get the 3% if you spend 500 in transactions or you receive 500 in transactions. Baby, you get five. The 5% I think is based on the transaction. It ain't based on the total balance. Because I was like, wait, if it's 5% on my balance every month, baby, I'm about to be rich. And I'm just playing. And then I was like, excuse me, something's miscalculated. She was like, no, it's calculated like this. But regardless, it's more than any other bank offer you. So find some banks that give you a good interest rate. Blue Vine is one. I don't work for them. They don't give me no leverage or nothing. I use them. I use that bank. It's a full online banking service. Okay. So do that. That longevity of having that account will help you build what? Credibility to build credit. $5. Put $5 in there from your paycheck and forget about it. And a couple months later, you could take that whatever money, big money, little money you save, buy some products, buy something that you could flip, something to get your business going. Like I told you, before I started selling waist trainers, I didn't have enough money. I was about to max out my credit card with all this stuff. And I don't have a lot of business, but I had an idea. I bought the keychains with the mace and a knife and a little bally, and it was so cute. And all the nurses bought it for $14. And I gave them a business card and said, I'm gonna have waist trainers, baby. And I came 2 months later, like waist trainers on deck. They was like, Lashley, you really did that? I said, hell yeah, thank you for your support. Okay. Hey, it is what it is. Start where you know. Now, also, arrange a competitive and corporate strategy and alliance. We talked about that alliance, but you want to know your competitors and find your niche. Now, it's hard. Sometimes when people look at competitors, because I'm gonna tell you, my first starting a business, I wouldn't even look at anybody else who sold tax liens, real estate program. It gave me anxiety because I felt they was gonna just steal all the clients. I'm just nobody's gonna pay. They're just so big, but no, it's say what I had to realize is what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? And I had to figure out. I said I have a lot to offer. I'm funny. I'm smart. Sorry, I love to learn, and I also like to share information in detail. And so it's a lot about. So you figure out your niche, so you don't undersell yourself in the market. You don't defeat yourself because that I think that's how I started out. I really was just had a lot of anxiety and worried about other people businesses and me being on like seemed like only one or two black was another black woman in Georgia who kind of teach this, but she don't teach it on a level that I do. And the ones that do teach it kind of close to my level as far as what we do here, they've been there for a while. They're old Caucasian men. I'm like, I'm over there like, oh, but at the end of the day, I have a different niche and we all can build together, not together, but apart, but together. Okay. So I'm sharing that story with you because I'm sharing how I feel, how my heart is, how it's hard, how it's easy. And today I just filed for title. What are the land survey? So we're gonna talk about that Friday, the land survey for the property that we bought. We about to sell together, prime time. We're gonna do it together this summer, okay? We're gonna go over what you need to know how to do to sell a property. And I'm focusing on land. It's more simple as to sell a home than land. So I think me showing you the process of how to sell land is going to just get you far beyond than just selling a home because there's more that I have to do. And land doesn't move as fast as a property that have a home on it. So we're gonna talk about that too. So Friday, just know I'm gonna kind of like talk a little bit about that, and I'm gonna tell you at the end of this live what state we're gonna be doing. So we coming down to the end, talking a lot. I hope y'all appreciate some of the information we share. And if you have any questions, suggestions, topics you want to talk about, let me know. Now obtain you can't that ain't real. I would attain contracts when you first start. You can. I'm not gonna say it's not real. It depends. Use your connections. People can do it. I'm never gonna say it's not real. Try to obtain a contract. I created the debt free book. Thank you, G Major. You got your book. So that book right now, I'm in negotiations with two charter schools in Jersey that teaches financial literacy. And what we're going to do, we're going to leverage those books. I want to build a contract with them. And hopefully, if I start a contract with them, I can use that to maybe go to a board of education. So I said, oh, you can't do that. But that's not true. That's not true. It's not true. Find out your avenues and try. And you know how this charter school actually replied to me? I got an email list for $25 of all of the charter schools and inner city schools in America and emailed them in a mass email. Okay? Yup. Once a week for been 3 months. And finally I got a pink. So don't give up. How about that? Okay? Preliminary title search. What about it? The man, you want to give me a little bit more? But that's the most important thing you do before you go to the tax lien auction. Preliminary title search. And you know we teach you how to do it yourself. And I'm not going to say all lawyers was lazy like mine, but somehow my preliminary title search yielded the same result that he did. We're going to talk about that land too, where I actually have to get a new land survey done because there were I didn't even tell y'all it wasn't a land survey on one of the properties. We got to do a full live on the updates what's going on with my properties, because the ones who watch every day, y'all know kind of I'm giving y'all updates. So we're gonna do a full update on one Friday, okay? So I can let y'all know I have 2 properties that I'm troubleshooting things. Two I want to sell, but one is really like I got to do a lot. I just got to do a lot because I bought this property and the description said one thing and the address said another. The title cannot be transferred until I fix that. And I told y'all, the only way you're going to fix that is you have to now go to a judge and have them fix the deed for you. And it's just a little process, but as I explained to you, you have to explain to them how you figured it out, where's the proof, how is that, and then they fix it. Okay? Yeah, but I'm going to give you more detail about that. All right, so as we say, try to set up contracts. You can do it. Okay? People who start daycares in their house, they were signing up contracts with everybody, so you can do it. Also attract employees and partners. Not that easy, but as I told you, with me, what I was able to get a lot of help from was from Fiverr. I recommend Fiverr to you. Freelancers are there. They can make flyers for you. They can make websites for you. They can make a whole website for you. They can create commercials for you. They've been my go-to, okay? Because it's no disrespect, because I love people, but when you're on a budget, you can love people. You just got to make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? So if I go to somebody in my community and they want to charge me $2,000 for a 60-second clip, the ones that I show y'all here, for the little promo, and then I go to Fiverr and somebody charge me $50, you know what to do. So pick and choose with your contract. I know we have loyalty, but we have to be realistic. And then once we get that big money, you make it like, I'm gonna spray it here, but it better be value for value. Okay? Because the same type of value that I'm going to give you with my product, I expect the same value. Okay, guys? And you should too. Monitor who you do business with. So just closing off. Hold on, let me see if I got one more. Closing off. Motivation is the key. Motivation is the key. Consistency is the key. Building your credibility starts with you and how you represent yourself, your actual goals, your financial goals. If you want a one-hit wonder, you ain't building credibility. You ain't building generational wealth. Think about something that you can build on, but you start at one particular spot, okay? Start at the beginning. So now we're going to be coming to an end. I appreciate you guys for even being here with Lashley. I missed you guys because I haven't been here. We're going to move on next week. We're going to possibly talk about the importance of trade lines and how to use it for your business, or we're going to just move on to components of business plans. And then I got another topic. So y'all don't know what I would talk about. I got so much I want to talk about. I'm like, but you can always, what we're going to do is put this in order so you know that this is going to fall under Secure Your Energy. It's actually on the Secure Your Energy page on YouTube. We have a separate page, and this is actually going to be on Primetime page. We're streaming live on both, and they're going to be under the playlist. So I'm going to always keep them on. Now, just to close off on Friday to the buyback team. Oh, my God. That's my book. Sorry. Friday, we're going to be going into Virginia. Okay, so we coming down to the end of all the states, y'all. We got Virginia and Oregon, so we may do both of them on the same day, but most likely we're going to do Virginia, and then I'm just going to give y'all an update about what I was talking about with my properties and what I have to do. So you guys to know that I'm in this game with you guys. I'm not just teaching y'all, I'm doing it, okay? I'm doing it. Anytime that I learn something new or I need some help, I be calling lawyers like, hey, can I ask you a question, sir? And they're like, what you need, Lashley? Because they know if they ever get in that hospital, they're going to call me like, Lashley, what, you know what's going on up in here? I'm like, I got you. Let me stop this. No, I'm not playing, but you know me. Y'all know me. Y'all can tell. I'm a stickler for justice, but not justice like governmental justice, humane justice. I want you guys to be equipped. Everybody should have the freedom to choose, be, learn, grow opportunities. Period. Period. All right. So we know what we're doing Friday. Also, next month, we may be going to Fayette County tax lien sale, baby. Now, I actually looking into possibly investing in Fayette County. And then I think next month after that, we may be going down to Savannah. Shut up. They like, what you going down to Savannah for? My baby girl going down to college down there. And I can't let her be down there by herself. I'm a stalker. Let me I'm gonna have a house down there, tax lien house. I'm gonna pop up on her. I'm like, Ma, are you down here? Yes, I am, ma'am. You thought you was gonna go to college without me, huh? So yeah, we're gonna start looking into those areas close to there because I do obviously I'm not playing with y'all. Where they go, I'm gonna have a house. And my son over there might have a house there, a house there. Y'all could go where y'all want, but y'all mama gonna be somewhere close. So those are the two places we're going to be going to in the next couple of months, guys. Well, the next couple of weeks. I do love you. G Major, hit me up. We could set up an actual consultation to clarify some things for you now that my time is open, okay? So I will see you guys. Hold up. Okay, hold on. I see some. Now I was just about to get off. Hold on. I'm looking for people who do it for reasonable prices because I have 8 properties I'm interested in. It will cost an arm and a leg to get title searches at regular title companies. Well, what I teach you as far as the title search, if you go into our seminar, you're going to see is about 6 hours of information. I teach you exactly where to go, all the way back to 75 years or 80 years worth of information because it's all there in the actual records. But what a title company actually do, they can clear the title for you if the title have any issues. We can find the titles. We can find the issues. We can show you how to, which is good. You'll find inconsistencies. You'll see if there's name missing off of the title, transfer issues, missing deeds. Teach you all of that. But if you got to transfer these properties, and it is the state requirement, demand. That's your name. It is a state requirement. That's something you may want to do. As I talk about, you want to establish a rapport with a title company. You have high volumes of property, not for title search. Fiverr is for contractors, people who want to do business. Because we've been talking about, I've been interchanging. I'm talking about business structure for general people and business ideas. But when I'm talking about tax liens and tax deeds, I kind of give you examples from my business, what I'm doing. So I think you kind of probably got mixed up a little bit. Fiverr is for that, freelancers, people to work for you, for your business. As I'm talking to you, the title search company, it may be good to build a report with a title search company and say, hey, I got 8. What can we establish? I do a lot of flipping. So can we establish there are title companies that would do that with you and say, well, we'll do title searches for you. If you do 4 at a time, we'll charge you $125 plus the insurance on it. That's the benefit of a title company because they can insure it and clear the title for you. Because even if you do your title search and you see something wrong, it's either the title company or you got to get a lawyer to fix it. So that's real. You want to just make sure that you're going to step into the process, even though you want to secure your energy. Okay. So, but you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. We do teach you how to do it. We call it the soft title search because it's not totally legal. Like, meaning if I do the title search and I find out all the information that my lawyer found out, which I did, but when we had to show the evidence to the court to do the foreclosures, they didn't use my documents. They used the official documents for the lawyer who was representing or what was acceptable for the courts. So you need to make sure, okay? Was that clarification for you, the man? And I appreciate you for being with us today. I never saw you make a comment, so thank you for commenting. If you have any other questions when I get off the live, just put it at the bottom and we'll talk about it. Okay. Love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful Monday, and I will see you on Friday. Thank you so much.
The real estate market often seems like a distant world where only an elite of experts is successful. In a time of so much uncertainty in the air and bad news, realist investing can seem intimidating. But today, I want to tell you that if you make the right decision today, you can enter the real estate market from the back door. Bad credit record? No credit at all? Do you dread the idea of having a home loan? Do you dream of owning investment properties? You are in the right place and right time, because we have created a program which is a tax lien and deed investment online course of only 14 hours. This course is specially designed for people like you who have big dreams. You will learn at your own pace and everything from your home computer. This is your chance. Join our membership for $19.99 a year. What are you waiting for? Visit our website primetimehomebuyerBuyback.org and sign up today for course access.